Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Jenna Webster with Sean Ash. You were saying it. Fantastic, pleasant. What other great adjectives can we give to this weather?
I'm a little biased, but I'm going to say best weather in the country.
Hey, I like it.
Here in Indiana, and it's hard to argue against the sunshine. Comfortable, muggy meter, a little bit of a refreshing east wind.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we're coming on the heels of very wet May and a wet spring.
Yes, and it'll be nice to kind of maybe get the humidity down after the last couple of days.
It is going to be down here, and we're just really getting started on all this right now. So let me show you the temperatures. Man, it's so nice outside, and I hope you can get a chance to enjoy some of this today. If not, we have plenty more of this over the next week here. But just a few high clouds coming in, and that will be it today. Rain-free. We're in the 70s now. I mentioned the east wind. We're at 70 Richmond, 75 in Bloomington, and we've got dew points that are in the 40s and 50s now. That is very dry air, especially when we consider a couple of days ago, we had a dew point of 70 plus. So we've dried out the air, and that will be a precip potential eater in the days ahead. As I mentioned, some high clouds, yes. This axis of rain is going to stay to the west of us. There's a slight chance Sunday, Monday, but I think even most of that should be over the far western and southwestern part of the state, but something that we'll kind of fine tune in the days ahead. There's nothing to fine tune this afternoon. The forecast on target, 72, humidity at 43%, and a comfortable east wind. Here's your afternoon. We're going to come close and probably get above 80 degrees by a couple of degrees. Some comfortable nights ahead. More on that and a prolonged dry spell ahead in a few minutes.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. Well, new this afternoon, we now know the name of a 65-year-old woman killed in an East Side shooting that ended with police shooting the suspect. IMPD's investigation started around 8 o'clock last night on Rural Street. That's where they say they found Patricia Weber dead in what police believe is a domestic situation. They say two people, including the suspect, left that scene and got into another car on the far southwest side. Officers initiated a traffic stop and arrested one person at Southport and Bluff Roads, but they say the suspect drove off, leading police on a chase. Officers used stop sticks and a pit maneuver to stop the car. That's when police say the suspect fired at least one shot at officers. 3 officers returned fire, hitting the man. He is at the hospital in stable condition, but no officers were hurt in this incident. We also learned the name of a 32-year-old man killed in a crash on the northwest side of Indy. IMPD says this happened around 10:30 last night near Michigan Road and 61st Street. That's where Terrence Lamar Bible, a pedestrian, was found. He was unfortunately pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators believe Bible was walking around a construction area when he was hit. The driver did stop and is cooperating with police. IMPD is still working to learn if speed or some sort of impairment played a role in this crash. A 17-year-old is pleading not guilty in connection to an incident where shots may have been fired at police. This is a video from Zarin Patton's initial hearing this morning. He's facing 5 charges for an incident near Southeast Street and National Avenue. Metro Police say Patton was riding in a car they tried to pull over while investigating car break-ins and stolen guns. Officers say Patton took off while police arrested the driver. Investigators say an officer saw Patton extend his arm, followed by what the officer thought sounded like a gunshot. No officers were hurt. The judge this morning set his bond at $10,000. Now, if he pays, Patton will be on GPS monitoring and home detention. He is due back in court on June 15th. Summer break is here for most students, and with an uptick in youth violence, IMPD is asking you to remind your teen of the summer curfew. Take a listen.
Parents and guardians, do you know where your kids are?
Do you know who they're with?
Do you know what they're doing?
If you can't answer these questions, it's a problem.
Curfew law in Indianapolis. Anyone under 18 cannot be out in public before 5 a.m. any day of the week. Teens 14 and younger must be home before 9 every night. Teens 15 and 16 must be home by 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and by 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. 17-year-olds must be home by 11 each night, Sunday through Thursday, and by 1 in the morning on Friday and Saturday. IMPD says they can't do this work alone.
The curfew from our vantage point is just a reminder to keep our
keep our parents involved, keep our kids safe, keep them off the street. We are certainly not leaning on the enforcement side of trying to put them in a system. It is a status offense. That's not our goal. That's not our intent.
IMPD says, like you just heard, this is not about punishment, but safety, accountability, and prevention. Marion County drivers could soon start paying more to register cars in the county. City leaders are proposing new vehicle taxes to help pay for long-term road repairs and to unlock millions in additional state money. The City County Council will introduce a plan Monday to increase Marion County's wheel tax and vehicle excise surtax. Officials say the money would be dedicated strictly to road construction and repairs. City leaders say the added revenue is needed to qualify for up to $50 million annually in extra state road money and to create a long-term funding source for road repairs. Clergy in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood say they're being denied a meeting with Mayor Hogsett to stop a proposed data center. Rich Nye was there as they spoke out against the project.
No data center! No data center!
The group of clergy opposed the use of public dollars in an incentives package for development of the Metro Blocks data center. The clergy say that Mayor Joe Hogsett has denied multiple requests to meet directly with them, passing the group off to others in city administration.
We deserve to know why we have been constantly ignored and pushed aside as if we were second-class citizens.
Say that.
The clergy and community remain steadfast in our stance.
Yes.
We do not want a data center in our neighborhood.
The Metro Blocks data center has already been approved for this site here at 25th and Sherman. But the clergy say that the mayor's the one who can still put an end to it.
If the mayor says this is not to come, it will not happen. If Metro Block says we won't come, it won't happen. So technically, those two are the ones that can stop this.
Opponents of the data center have also filed a civil complaint for a judicial review of the approval process of zoning variances for the project.
Equity demands that the residents and the clergy have the right to ask, why our neighborhood? How are the risks and benefits being weighed? As faith leaders, we believe that justice and equity must be central to any decision that affects the lives, health, and future of a community.
A city spokesperson issued a statement in response to the clergy. On the advice of counsel, it is not appropriate for the city to discuss this proposed development while litigation is pending. Opportunities for public comment exist for any proposed development or incentives package, and we welcome the feedback of community members and advocacy groups. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Right now, our 13 Investigates team is looking into the costs of these data centers. Homeowners and most businesses pay property taxes, and many of them get big tax breaks with the data centers coming to Indiana. So just how much money is the state giving up? Our Alex Almanza looked into these numbers. We've got his findings coming up at 12:45.